Deep within Whispering Pines Forest, where sunlight dappled the mossy floor like scattered gold coins, lived a bear simply known as Bear. He was a creature of quiet solitude, his days spent wandering the familiar trails, his massive frame moving with surprising gentleness. One crisp autumn afternoon, drawn by the intoxicatingly sweet scent carried on the breeze, Bear discovered a hidden thicket overflowing with the plumpest, most succulent midnight blue berries he had ever seen. They glistened like tiny jewels against the vibrant green leaves. Hunger overcame caution, and Bear plunged his muzzle deep into the bounty, feasting with joyous abandon. Juice, dark and rich as ink, flowed freely, staining his thick fur around his mouth, his paws, and even splattering across his broad chest in a riot of vibrant purple. He feasted until his belly was round and contentment washed over him like a warm wave, completely unaware of the dramatic transformation his appearance had undergone as Bear ambled back towards his favorite resting spot near Crystal Creek. The other forest creatures caught sight of him. A flicker of panic ignited amongst the squirrels chattering high in the oak's monster. One shrieked, dropping its acorn in fright. Deer grazing in the nearby meadow lifted their heads, their large, liquid eyes widening in alarm at the sight of the giant, purple-splattered beast. Rabbits froze mid-hop, noses twitching frantically, then vanished into their burrows with a frantic thumping of hind legs. Whispers, sharp with fear, rustled through the ferns. What terrible creature is this? His fur is stained with blood or something worse. Bear, usually greeted with wary respect or simple indifference, felt the sudden chill of their terror. He paused, a low rumble of confusion escaping his chest. He saw their wide, frightened eyes reflecting his own bewildered image in the creek's still surface. A colossal, berry-smeared enigma. A profound sadness settled over Bear, heavier than the coming winter snows. He hadn't meant to frighten anyone. The berries had been a gift, a burst of autumnal joy. Now, his accidental adornment marked him as something frightening, something alien. The cheerful chirping of birds seemed distant, the rustling leaves held a mournful sound. He lumbered away from the creek, away from the fearful stares, seeking the deep, silent sanctuary of his ancient cave. Nestled high in the rocky hillside, the familiar scent of damp earth and stone offered little comfort. The vibrant purple stains felt like a brand of loneliness. With a sigh that stirred the dust motes dancing in the shaft of fading light entering the cave, Bear knew it was time for his long winter sleep. Perhaps, he thought dimly, the deep slumber would wash him clean, or perhaps he would simply sleep and not wake to see the fear in their eyes again. Bear gathered dried ferns and soft moss, creating a deep, inviting nest in the cave's warmest, darkest corner. He curled his massive body, tucking his berry-stained muzzle against his equally stained paws. The comforting darkness of the cave embraced him as the world outside grew colder. As Bear sank into the profound depths of hibernation, something truly magical began to unfold. The cave, far from being just a place of darkness, seemed to breathe with a gentle, ancient energy. Moonlight, on clear nights, found its way through cracks in the rocks, painting soft silver stripes across his sleeping form. The earth's deep warmth radiated upwards, and the berry stains, kissed by this subtle, natural magic, began to shimmer. They weren't just stains anymore, they transformed into intricate patterns. Swirls of amethyst and deep violet that seemed to glow faintly against his dark fur, like constellations woven into a living pelt. The cave hummed with a silent, nurturing song. Months past, winter's grip loosened, replaced by the gentle touch of spring. Warm breezes ventured into the cave, carrying the scent of thawing earth and budding life. Curiosity finally overcame the forest creatures' fear, led by a brave young fox whose mother remembered Bear's inherent gentleness. A small group cautiously approached the cave entrance. They peered into the dimness, their eyes slowly adjusting. What they saw stole their breath away. There lay Bear, deep in slumber, but he was transformed. No longer a frightening, stained beast, he resembled a creature from an ancient dream. The berry juices had become breathtaking, luminous patterns, elegant swirls cascading down his shoulders, delicate speckles dusting his flanks, all glowing with a soft, internal light that pulsed gently with his slow, steady breaths. It was a sight of unexpected, profound beauty. A wave of awe and remorse washed over the assembled animals. The squirrels remembered their harsh cries of monster. The deer recalled their instinctive flight. The rabbits thought of their frantic retreat. They realized their fear had blinded them to something extraordinary. In hushed, reverent tones, they spoke of Bear's known kindness, his quiet presence. Touched by the magic they witnessed and seeking to make amends, they began a silent vigil. They brought offerings, the season's first sweet clover, delicate wildflowers still glistening with dew, and, most poignantly, small clusters of the very same midnight blueberries, carefully placed near the entrance of his den as tokens of respect and a quiet plea for forgiveness. The cave entrance became a place of pilgrimage, filled with the scent of blooms and quiet wonder. Bear slept on, cradled by the earth's warmth and the subtle magic weaving through his fur. The luminous pattern seemed to deepen, becoming a permanent, radiant part of him. When the forest was fully alive with the vibrant greens and songs of late spring, Bear finally stirred. He awoke slowly, blinking in the soft light filtering into his cave. His first sensation was the familiar pang of hunger after the long sleep. Then, he noticed the delicate offerings surrounding him, the flowers, the clover, the unmistakable dark berries. Puzzled, he lumbered to the cave entrance. Sunlight, warm and golden, streamed over him. He looked down at his paws, expecting the faded stains of autumn. Instead, he saw the breathtaking, permanent violet patterns shimmering softly below. In the clearing, the forest creatures watched, not with fear, but with quiet admiration and welcome in their eyes. Bear felt the warmth of the sun, the deeper warmth of their acceptance, and understood that his long, berry-stained slumber had woven not just magic into his fur, but a new chapter of belonging into the heart of the whispering pines.